Phillipsburg Town Council meeting, December 6th, 2022. This is Town Engineer Tim O'Brien's response to Rebecca Place's public comment in regards to the Center Street truck bypass issue.
I'd like the engineer to respond. Your time is up, but I'll have the engineer respond to that question. Tim, come forward.
Yes, Council President. So the town of Phillipsburg did make an application to the state of New Jersey Department of Transportation to designate truck routes through the town of Phillipsburg with the intent of weight restricting the majority of town. The resolution that was passed by the town of Phillipsburg indicated that they did not want Center Street to be a truck route and they did not want Roseberry Street to be a truck route. However, there is state regulation that says the town has to provide connectivity from State Route 22 or US Route 22 and State Route 122. There is only two viable roads in Phillipsburg. This was discussed as part of the town passing the resolution. It was South Main or Center Street. There is extensive effort on the town's behalf to make sure when DOT reviews it that there is support to ensure that Center Street was not part of it. When the state completes the review, the state will come back with their findings and let the town know what they're agreeable to. Hopefully they go with the preferred route by the town. If the state doesn't, the town has the option to take what the state has offered as a designated truck route or to leave stuff as is with Center Street being weight restricted and the rest of the roads in town being that are not currently weight restricted being not weight restricted. So that's what's there. I do have copies of what the actual resolution was, our cover letter report that went with it, because we looked at extensive roads throughout the town on behalf of Phillipsburg about reasons why trucks shouldn't be on them. Any roads that were over 5% were roads that we were trying to keep trucks off of. Center Street's definitely over 5%. And it's also based on the registered vehicle weight. It's not the actual load in the vehicle at the time of driving of a commercial vehicle. So there's quite a bit of extensive effort. We looked at crash reports and the geometry, the sight lines, the obstructions on the roads, and the general neighborhood and characteristics of it.
How about all the kids that walk on that street? Do you pay attention to that?
Yeah, so that's why the town did not want Center Street to be there. The state has a regulation that says you would have to have it. The town's main application that they put in was for it not to go in. If the state comes back to the town of Phillipsburg and says the only way we'll give you a designated truck route through the town is to have Center Street, at least the town now knows that's where the state's position is, and the town can take action and implement what the state will give you, or you can leave it as is. But at least the 3 years of effort by the town of Phillipsburg to address truck movement throughout the town, whether it's trucks getting stuck at Warren and Marshall, or trucks getting stuck at Geno's Market, because I think that's the way to get into the warehouse development, or trucks cutting through Pohat, which was a concern because they're coming through Lock Street and cutting through other weight restricted roads surrounding Phillipsburg that the town's been spending several years. Is that they want to get as much feedback from the state about what they would let through. If the state didn't have the regulation that we had to provide connectivity from 122, you could have quite a bit more of the town weight restricted without consideration for Center Street. But unfortunately, the state law says you have to connect each state route. You can't leave it disconnected. Previously, South Main was under state jurisdiction that connected the two, but it's no longer the case.
So the council strongly disagrees with using Center Street as a truck route. And we put that in the application.
We put that in the application, and that's strongly worded in the resolution also that went to DOT.
Right. So, it's not done.
Can I add something?
If you'd like to, sure.
Yes, I just wanted to stress that the fact, just as Council President said, that we're trying to avoid Center Street and Roseberry. We don't want that to be part of the truck route. It even went as far as where Councilman Kenny and I personally reached out to the governor's office to see if we could possibly have him help us with this by pushing this waiver. I believe it was late summer, early spring. It was during the farmers market that we were hosting. He actually sent one of the senior aides down here to Phillipsburg. I showed her personally what we were dealing with here and why we'd rather not have trucks going that way. So we're trying very hard, but at the end of the day, it's the DOT, it's the state. So we were trying all angles to try to convince them Center Street should not be there, Roseberry Street should not be there. Because we agree, it goes right past the school, there are children. Yeah, it goes past the school, there are children's safety here, and we see all the trucks barreling through South Main Street already. So I agree with those comments. So we can do what we can do, but we are limited, unfortunately, in this matter.
Thank you.
Yeah.